Okay, grade 8, going to talk about your art parody project. So an art parody is really something that makes everybody laugh because it takes a famous work of art and puts a different twist on it. And so I have given you 4 different ideas to start with. If you have another painting in mind you'd like to do, or artwork in mind you would like to do for this, just send me an email and I'll just make sure you're on track and know what you're doing. But I gave you 4 different printouts which you can use, and the idea with the printouts is it just maintains kind of the elements that each painting has. So the important thing with a parody is that people know what the original was, so they get the joke, they get what's different about it. I'm not too worried that it looks exactly like the original. That shouldn't stress you out. You know, you can really play around a lot depending on what materials you have. I'd love to see some color in there if you have markers or colored pencils or whatever you have at home that you can add that in. If it's going to be pencil, add in some shading. Just give it some depth and some finished look to it. I did a sample here. I decided to go with Dorothy in Starry Night Land, and I thought it was a good combination, you know, a mashup of a classic story everybody knows and a classic movie everybody knows and a classic painting everybody knows. And I thought of putting the witch and the spooky monkeys flying in the sky, so it gets to use the sky a little bit. And this is just one idea. If you checked out my Pinterest page, you would see tons and tons of parody ideas I've added on there, and hopefully you can come up with something that will be fun for you. And by the way, I did mine. I drew mine in pencil first, and I did print out the original on the computer from my PDF that I made that you have access to. So if you can't print it out, just draw those basic elements in from whichever one you're choosing. And I actually used markers for my color work, and I did use some colored pencil here and there to get it to be complete. So that is my finished parody. I can't wait to see yours. Send them along when you're all set, okay?